For decades, global military power was defined by two titans, the United States and Russia. In the 2000s, China began its meteoric rise, modernizing its armed forces to stake its claim as the third major military superpower. But the war in Ukraine has shattered old assumptions. Russia, once feared as an unstoppable military giant, has been exposed as a paper tiger. Meanwhile, Ukraine, against all odds, is transforming into a formidable military force, one that might one day eclipse Russia itself. And at the heart of this transformation is a single, game-changing technology: drones. On July 25th, the Kyiv Independent reported a groundbreaking announcement. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy revealed that Ukraine had finalized a historic drone deal with U.S. President Donald Trump. But this isn't the typical military aid story. This time, Ukraine isn't receiving weapons, it's selling them. Ukraine's advanced drones are now in such high demand that the U.S. is set to purchase between $10 billion and $30 billion worth of them. This deal marks a monumental shift, turning Ukraine from an aid-dependent nation into a cutting-edge weapons exporter. The partnership is more than a simple sale. It's a strategic exchange. Ukraine will supply its world-class drones, and in return, it will receive other advanced U.S. weaponry. Essentially, Ukraine is trading its drone expertise for broader military capabilities, accelerating its rise as a defense powerhouse. And this is just the beginning. 3 days after Zelensky's announcement, news broke that Ukraine would also receive 33,000 AI-powered drone kits from the U.S. by the end of 2025. A delivery 10 times larger than any previous shipment. These aren't ordinary drones. The kits, developed in collaboration with German tech firm Tyrian, are equipped with advanced AI software that can transform simple, manually operated drones into autonomous hunters capable of evading Russian electronic warfare. Tyrian CEO described the deal as unprecedented, highlighting how Ukraine's drone force is scaling up at an astonishing rate. But why are these deals so significant? Because the Ukraine war has proven that drones aren't the future of warfare. They're the present. Modern militaries cannot afford to ignore them, and Ukraine is leading the charge. The U.S. knows this, which is why it's willing to trade billions of dollars in weapons for Ukraine's drone technology. Ukraine's advantage lies in both numbers and innovation. President Zelensky has set an ambitious goal: to produce 4.5 million drones per year. Ukrainian factories are already churning out thousands daily, with over 150 manufacturers contributing to this effort. Presidential advisor Alexander Kamyshin recently claimed that Ukraine has the capacity to exceed 5 million drones annually. Zelensky himself hinted that this number could climb to 8 million if proper funding becomes available. The only thing limiting Ukraine's drone production is money, not capability. Ukraine's technological edge isn't limited to mass production. Ukrainian startups are at the forefront of drone innovation, developing swarming technologies and AI navigation systems that render Russian jamming techniques obsolete. One such company, Swarmer, is creating software that enables drones to coordinate in massive, autonomous attack formations. These combat-proven technologies are giving Ukraine's drone army capabilities that Russia can't match. Russia, meanwhile, continues to rely on outdated strategies, banking on sheer numbers rather than technological superiority. While it plans to manufacture 2 million drones in 2025, these are largely unsophisticated models that lack the advanced software Ukraine's drones possess. Putin's numbers game is faltering as Ukraine's drones outmaneuver, outsmart, and outnumber Russia's aging arsenal. But the impact of Ukraine's drone industry goes beyond the battlefield. These drones are becoming a major economic driver. The $30 billion deal with the U.S. alone represents a significant portion of Ukraine's defense budget, allowing Ukraine to reinvest in its broader military infrastructure. With every drone sold, Ukraine strengthens its financial position, creating a self-reinforcing cycle of military growth and technological advancement. Ukraine's defense industry as a whole is booming. In 2024, domestic defense production expanded from $12 billion to $35 billion. By mid-2025, Ukraine aims to produce half of its wartime weapon needs domestically. Missile production alone has surged eightfold compared to the previous year. This rapid growth is turning Ukraine into a global hub for defense manufacturing. NATO and the European Union have taken notice. Ukraine's technological prowess and defense capabilities make it a highly desirable partner. NATO has already pledged that Ukraine's membership is inevitable, and the EU has begun formal accession talks. Ukraine's military integration into these alliances would cement its status as a superpower, backed by Western economic and nuclear shields. However, all of these possibilities hinge on one critical factor. Ukraine must win the war against Russia. If it can maintain its defense, Ukraine is poised to become not just a regional power, but a global military heavyweight. The combination of drone dominance, economic growth, and strategic alliances could propel Ukraine past Russia, reshaping the balance of power for decades to come. Russia's outdated reliance on mass production is failing. As Ukraine continues to innovate, automate, and scale, Putin's war machine is grinding to a halt, weighed down by obsolete tactics and dwindling resources. If Ukraine can survive this war, its future as a military superpower is not just possible, it's inevitable.